in the middle of the ring and swing with Slim. Not because I don't think Gib can land and he's not powerful or any of that, but it's just not a great strategy for him. He loses the reach battle there, and being flat-footed with Slim, who is, at least for this scene, a great combination puncher, has power in both his left and his right hand. I don't think it's a great idea because Slim wins those 50-50 almost every single time. He has great head position. He's able to tuck his chin. He works body to head, back to body. I'm not saying Gib can't knock him out there. I just don't think it's a great strategy for him. I think that plays into what Slim wants to do.
You know what? I'm just here to prove that I'm the best, and that's what I'm going to do when I defeat the Misfits best. 7-0 Slim, undefeated.
So then what happens when you lose?
Look at that. How interesting was that right there? Gib, again, gives Slim his flowers in a way that, builds Gib up should he win. I'm here to beat Misfits best. Slim, 7-0, Misfits best. And before Slim can even answer, KSI, who again, I'm just reading the tea leaves here, thinks he's the best, jumps in. So what happens when you lose? What happens then? What happens when you lose? Wasn't talking to KSI, but he heard Misfits best from Gib, talking about Slim. Ego came out.
So then what happens when you lose?
Not gonna happen.
What happens when you lose?
Gonna happen.
It's gonna look real embarrassing.
Not gonna happen.
It's gonna look real embarrassing.
Not gonna happen.
I'll be there commentating and I'll be laughing.
Good.
KSI is going to be on commentary for that one. That will be interesting to see how he does that, because it's going to be obviously clearly biased commentary towards Slim. But again, you see what I'm talking about.
My question's for KSI. Obviously, we've got a very stacked table. We've got Gib, Kenny, Slim. Which of these people on the table do you think would give yourself the toughest fight?
That's a great question, because KSI has said he's only taken some big fights coming up, right? And he sat here and now buddied himself up to Slim, who, again, a couple months ago, he said was not on his level, was not a big fight, amongst other things, and that he wouldn't be fighting people from this promotion anymore because he's KSI. And again, I don't disagree with that. He is a massive name compared to everybody on that stage, but let's see how he gets out of this one.
It's funny, man. You don't gotta answer that, KSI.
Chase.
I don't know why AT's waving at me, man. Honestly, I mean, for me, my goal has always been to get big fights. I want big fights, and don't get it twisted. Everyone here could be a big fight, especially with just how I am.
What?
But I've got my eyes set on a certain person next year, and when that is announced, it's gonna get a lot of people excited. So. Yeah. Now,
that doesn't really give us any insight as to what KSI will be doing next. I mean, the names that you could probably throw out there, people like Amir Khan was brought to KSI at one point, which is fucking wild, and that would give him a mass amount of respect. Do not think he should take that fight. Jake, Paul, the winner of Tommy Fury, Darren Till, but it doesn't seem like that is the name that he's talking about, because Tommy and Darren are already in talk. Jake, I don't think they're any closer to making that fight. And okay, maybe Amir Khan, I'm pretty sure he said he's not doing that. So I have no idea.
All the action Thursday the answer is there is no big fights here. That's what he's essentially saying.
There are big fights here.
Once I post Slim, that is why I'm bouncing.
There are big fights here.
Gib sticks it on him. I mean, listen, that's what KSI was essentially saying in a nicer way. Like, there are big fights here, but I want big fights. It's a contradictory statement to say, yeah, these are big fights for influencer boxing's kind of little side niche, but me, I am the influencer boxer. I am the head honcho, and these fights just don't do it for me, because if they did it for him, he could have had Slim in a one-on-one. He could have had AT in a one-on-one. He could have had Slim and AT in a 2v1, and a little surprise we'll get to at the end of this video. But Gibbs saying what he said is kind of the truth. The KSI doesn't want to fight anybody on stage because they don't bring the amount of value that it would mean for KSI to step into the ring with them and potentially risk a loss. And that is once again where I say, okay, it's this fight promo. Even KSI, yeah, they're friends for sure. But are you sure? Because these little personal things are coming out more and more. All right, so I'm going to watch the face-off from a different angle, because I guess they mic'd up KSI for this, and you can't hear anything on the main broadcast. So let's listen.
Let's go, Slim. Let's go, Slim.